I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob! It's time for the only news that matters. And Alex Van Halen will release his last ever song he worked with Eddie Van Halen in the audiobook version of his upcoming memoir. Brothers is set to arrive on October 22nd with the spoken word edition voiced by the drummer himself. The track, simply titled Unfinished, will feature within his narrative. Publisher HarperCollins confirmed that Unfinished is the last piece of music they wrote together before Eddie's death at the age of 65 in 2020. The memoir appears to be the final work of Alex Van Halen's career. The 70-year-old recently saddened former bandmate Sammy Hagar Belcher by auctioning what appeared to be his complete collection of drums and equipment. Hagar also said he tried to talk to Alex Van Halen multiple times about taking part in the current Best of All Worlds tribute tour, but that no contact has ever been established. You know, he said, "We reached out to him a dozen times in every way." We? Who's we? Email, text messages, phone calls, messages on the machine. No response. I mean, we made every offer to get together or to just talk or to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Go to the studio and play. Come to my house or I'll come to your house. Go ride horses. Go sit on the beach. What do you want to do? Let's just do something. Let's get together. And then nothing. HarperCollins described Brothers as nothing like a rock and roll memoir you've ever read. And Van Halen's personal story of family, friendship, music, and brotherly love in his love letter to his younger brother Edward, and written while still mourning his untimely death. Van Halen himself has said, "This is my tribute to my brother, my way of saying goodbye, Ed. I love you and I miss you. When I see you again, I'm gonna kick your ass." All right, there you go, man. And I pre-ordered the audiobook. I was like, killer, man. I want to hear this, you know? I think I'm very excited now that the last song they worked together with will be on the audiobook portion of this book, which I'm sure I'll buy the book as well. Now, during the August 22nd appearance on Skunk Nation with Eddie Skunk, Michael Anthony Belcher was asked if he had been in contact with Alex Van Halen since the former Van Halen bassist launched the tour with singer Sammy Hagar Belcher and husband, and guitarist Joe Satriani and drummer Jason Bonham, that's focusing largely on the music of Vangina. Michael Anthony Belcher responds and says, "No, I haven't. In fact, the last time I tried to get a hold of Alex, I tried to get a hold of him on his birthday in May, and I did not hear from him. So I don't know. I didn't want to push it or keep trying to get a hold of him or whatever. I figured he knew that I tried to get a hold of him, and I think so. I just kind of left it at that. God, at this point, I'm just waiting for his book to come out so I can read that." And Anthony went on to say that he doesn't know much about the book, Brothers, which will be released October 22nd. He says, "I know as much as everyone else. The book's coming out in October, and I'm really looking forward to reading it myself." Asked if he was surprised when he first heard that Alex was going to release a book, Michael said, "I was surprised when I first heard about it, yeah. I was very surprised. And then when I heard he was selling all of his gear, and when I checked into it, I mean, it was like he was selling everything right down to the last drumstick and backstage pass that he had, whatever. That's really kind of surprises me. But maybe that's the way of just that's going to be his closure on the whole thing. You know, doing that, and then the book now. You know, Alex basically, like myself, I never been to want to talk smack about the band or whatever, because I chose to remember all the good stuff and all the good times that we had. And I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that that's probably what the book will focus on. And not on any dirt or whatever, because Alex really was never that kind of guy anyway. What a bummer. I was hoping he'd bash on Sammy Hagar. He said, I know he continues to grieve today over Eddie's passing, and basically Eddie was the only person that he actually ever played music with. I never really knew Alex to be a person to go out and jam with other people or other bands, unless Eddie was part of it. Maybe he feels that since his brother's gone, he doesn't feel the desire to go out and play anymore. But I can only speculate. When I found out about the auction and started checking it out, and it was pretty sad because it truly means that it's the end of anything that could have been as far as a tribute wise, you know. But asked if he was looking forward to reading Alex's upcoming book, Michael said, yeah, I actually am. I heard that the title is Brothers, and knowing Alex, he probably speaks about the band and everything, but I think he might be focusing more on just he and Eddie's relationship growing up and moving here with their family to the States, and just the relationship that he had with his brother. Told with acclaimed New York writer Ariel Levy, Brothers is described as a press blurb as the 71-year-old drummer love letter to his younger brother written while still mourning his untimely death. Brothers will include never before seen photos from the author's personal archives and will also be made available as a 720-minute audiobook and an ebook. Alex and Eddie formed a band called Mammoth in Pasadena, California in 1972, then renamed it Van Halen when singer David Lee Roth joined the group, and later Michael Anthony, and it was David Lee Roth that came up with calling the band Van Halen. Van Halen was one of the biggest rock bands in the country in the 80s, with their hits like Running with the Devil, Dance the Night Away, Hot for Teacher, Panama, and Jump. Notice no Sammy things were mentioned. But yeah, they got Sammy later, and they sucked. And they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007, and only husband and wife showed up from the band, Sammy Belcher and his wife, Michael Belcher. The Van Halen family moved to Pasadena after immigrating to the U.S. from the Netherlands in 1962. When Alex turned 68 in May of 2021, he shared the following statement. He said, "First birthday without you, Ed. The view from my drum set will never be the same. VH forever." Eddie passed in October 2020 in St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica, California. Alex was by his side, as was Eddie's son Wolfgang. The Axeman died from complication due to cancer, his son confirmed. Eddie's final Instagram post was a tribute to Alex. On May 8, 2020, the guitarist shared a black and white photo of him and his brother to the following to wish the drummer a happy birthday. He captioned the picture, "Happy birthday, Al, love ya." In early 2022, it was confirmed that Alex had been in talks with Roth and guitarist Joe Satriani to put a special tribute in honor of Eddie. However, Wolfgang later said in such early stages that it never even got off the ground. And yeah, I know a lot of people like that. Yeah, it's a drag, it didn't happen, but at the same time, whatever. Eddie Van Halen's not there, so I know a lot of people wanted a tribute, but I mean, it would have been nice, but at the same time, hey man, there's so many people that I love that passed away and didn't get a tribute. Randy didn't get a tribute. Well, I I guess he got the tribute with the live album many years later, talking about Randy Rhoads, but Neil Peart didn't get a tribute. There was no tribute concert to him. I don't know. All I know, man, is that I saw Van Halen with Eddie Van Halen live on stage, and there is no show with the word Van Halen attached to it that's going to be any better without Eddie Van Halen there. But anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing this final work and the audiobook and the book. And what do you all think? Are you all going to order it? Are you all curious? Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a cob!
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.